Guys, there is no bigger news worth talking about right now than this. My God, Russia recognize crypto as a form of currency. I want to get into this in a second. Before I do, as always, I update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. Had you invested $100 into each one of these when I released the videos and you're still holding that crypto, you'd be in profit for over 59 grand. It's not what I hold anymore. You want to see what I hold? Come check out Copy My Crypto. Guys, the opportunity in this markets are incredible. I've never known a market in my lifetime like crypto where you can where if you pick right on these cryptos, you can make 10 times your money, 20 times your money, 100 times your money. If you're tentative about getting into the market, now is not the time. I would go as far as to say it's financially negligent of you to not have at least some element of your portfolio in crypto. In fact, numbers that were ran was if just 1% of your overall financial portfolio, was in Bitcoin, and the rest was in stocks. I would say if you had 100% of stocks, you'd be on about 7% return across the last 5 years. If 1% of your overall portfolio was Bitcoin alone, that number shoots up to 9%, and that's based off of a 1% investment. So the way crypto can make a difference is staggering. I've got a list of cryptos that I'm really excited about when the markets finally retrace truly, and ones that I think can do 40, 50, 100, 200 X's. If you want to be a part of that and find out what they are when that bear cycle finally kicks in, then come check out Copy My Crypto. Links in the description, guys. Look, Russia recognized crypto as a form of currency. There is nothing bigger than this right now in terms of massive news. Regulators are hoping to bring the digital currency industry out of the shadows. The establishment of rules for crypto circulation will minimize the threat to Russia's financial system. Couldn't agree more, by the way. You have to establish rules and regulations for the space. Because that just provides clarity as well. The Russian government and the country's central bank have reached an agreement to draft legislation or amend existing laws recognizing crypto as a form of currency. The agreement is a significant reversal after the Bank of Russia proposed banning mining and several other crypto operations. News outlet Kommersant first reported the announcement on Tuesday. It is understood cryptos are to be classified as an analog of currencies and not as financial digital assets. Russia's regulation will seek to integrate a mechanism for the circulation of digital currencies into the country's financial system while ensuring control over credit institutions' cash flows. A rough translation of an accompanying draft document read: the establishment of rules for the circulation of cryptocurrencies and control measures will minimize the threat to the stability of the financial system and reduce the use of cryptocurrencies for illegal purposes, since a complete ban on the segment of operations related to their circulation is impossible. And yes, it is. We know this because when China put in and implemented a ban on crypto, we saw a real run-up in DeFi on multiple different platforms. We saw a huge boom in growth for DEXs, almost overnight, damn near. And a lot of that is attributed to the fact that, in China, they couldn't trade on centralized exchanges. So crypto's use as a currency will only be possible following proper identity checks via the country's banking system or licensed intermediaries, while operations exceeding 600,000 rubles, which is 8 grand, must be declared. So obviously, as governments do, implement some identity checks, more information about you, the more you can be subjugated. And that is true of all governments. That's not just me slamming Russia's government. I believe that is unfortunately a slope that we're going to see occur in both the UK and the US, because you're not allowed privacy, not if you're making money. So officials also said that the regulation would ensure the protection of citizens' rights under a licensing regime aimed at cryptocurrency providers. There's elements of truth to that as well. That will certainly happen. Providers will need to have financial airbags in terms of liquidity and adequate capital. The complete absence of regulation of this industry, as well as the establishment of a ban, will lead to an increase in the share of the shadow economy, an increase in fraud cases, and destabilization of the industry as a whole. Again, you can't actually disagree with that at all. If we had global governments doing that, it would be in the shadows. There are additional plans to introduce an obligation for market participants to educate Russia's citizens regarding the risks associated with digital assets. I agree, they should be doing that. And the implementation of the concept will ensure the creation of the necessary regulatory framework, will bring the digital currency industry out of the shadows and create the possibility of legal business activities. Again, this is really good. And on top of that, what it does do is open up businesses worldwide, businesses within Russia, to start utilizing crypto on their balance books, because it can be utilized potentially as a currency to pay for services. That's a big thing. This is, make no mistake about it, this is massive news. Now, Russia aren't obviously the richest country in the world. Their net worth per capita is about 5,874 euros, which I think roughly will translate to around $6,200 based on exchange rate. It might be a little more than that. But you're opening up an entire country to that, right? So you bear in mind, within Russia right now, when you're looking at the entire population, we've got, where is it, Russia? Gotta find it now. Russia. Nope, can't even type today, guys. Can't even type. Russia. Yeah, so we're looking at a population of 111 million people. So, well, adults anyway. So 111 million people that have the opportunity to invest. Now, again, you take a 1% that do that, though, and all of a sudden you've got a flood of money that could potentially enter the market. But it's not just that. You bear in mind, this is quite a bold statement, saying that they're looking at crypto as a form of currency. Like I said, that means businesses can pay for services rendered or services that are going to be, right? That means you've got some of the biggest companies in the world, because there are some massive companies in Russia that are going to be able to utilize crypto either as a payment tool where they receive it for the services that they provide, or utilize it to pay for services that they receive, or simply have on their balance sheet. If they have similar perspectives to, say, your Michael Saylor or your Marathon Digital Holdings, and they go, let's start converting some of this capital into Bitcoin and have it on our balance sheet, then all of a sudden things are very, very bullish for crypto as well. This is not a small deal. Yukos is one of Russia's largest private companies. They're worth more than $40 billion before tax. You've got Gazprom as well, which has a capitalization over 200 billion. You've got Alrosa as well. You've got Kazmuni. I'm going to butcher that, guys. Kazmunigaz. Sorry. They produce 178 barrels of oil a day, or they did in 2005. That is enormous. The net worth of them must be staggering. Lukoil produced 1.79 million barrels of oil per day in 2005. So a hundredth of that, and had a market cap of $71 billion. These are some of, Russia's biggest companies, but we're talking about huge potential here to have an entire country where there are some rich oligarchs that don't have to fear repercussions from having Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings within their company structure, or Bitcoin and Ethereum for their personal assets. There's a lot of money that could be flooding into the market as a result of this. And this decision is going to make America stand up and take action, because America cannot be late to the party if all of a sudden Russia are not only legitimizing crypto for their populace, but it means that they're accepting it within their governmental structure, within their treasury, within their central bank. And what America do not want and cannot afford necessarily is for Bitcoin to start having a larger reserve of is for Russia to have a larger reserve of Bitcoin than America. This news is bullish for two massive reasons. First of all, the number of people that can now enter this space. The amount of money that can now enter this space. The second thing, America have to react. America have to now get something in place sooner rather than later. And again, what does that bring? A ton of money into the market. And they have to be careful how they regulate it, America. They can't go too hard. And unfortunately, Democrats go hard on crypto at the moment. It's been a weird... You wouldn't expect it, but they really go bloody hard on crypto. They're very anti-crypto, but they have to get in gear here. Otherwise, they're going to be left in the dust by Russia. But all of a sudden, this news is insanely bullish. It's insanely bullish because there's going to be a ton of money coming in. We've got 9 days till legislation will be drawn up. So in that time, excuse me, expect an announcement from America. That will be coming. And like I said, it's only positive for the market. Regulation, well, clarity and money. Clarity will bring more money, and more money brings price appreciation. This is a good thing. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping very, 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 very well. Very pleased to see this. And if you are new to crypto or you've been here a while, come check out Copy My Crypto. It's where I share my portfolio. It's where I tell you any coin I buy, any coin I sell. You want to match the gains I myself made, the members made last year, which was awesome. And click the link in the description. Go to the site, have a look, and check it out. And then come copy my crypto. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.